we're trying to teach, which is probably good. But yet I see some guys on offense that are competing very well and doing a good job of making some progress on offense. So, you know, we've been pleased with the progress we've been made. We've been pleased with the pace that we've been able to sort of take things on. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see, and the most important thing that we'll want to see on Saturday, even though we do practice on Friday, I won't talk to you until then, is how the guys compete when there's no coach standing right there, either encouraging them, telling them what to do, making a call for them, or whatever. Because the next step is, can you take it to the field? You know, can you go out there on your own and take it to the field, apply the knowledge and experience that you have to making A plays, playing with effort and toughness while you do it, and being able to execute your job. So that's going to probably be the number one thing that we want to see in this first scrimmage. I basically talked to the players, you know, about a couple things after practice today. You know, first of all is leadership. You know, how is everyone affecting everyone else on our team, and how much ownership are you taking, not just for your job and what your responsibility and being accountable to doing your job, but how are you affecting other people? You know, because when people are learning, they're so worried about themselves, they forget about the big picture. And football, interestingly enough, is a game that no matter how much you try to do, if you don't take some ownership for what the other guys do, you're not going to have a lot of success, because your success is usually geared toward everyone on the team doing what they're supposed to do. And I think that's really important. You know, we got some young players that a sign of maturity is body language. You know, what kind of body language do you show as a competitor? Regardless of what happened on the last play, you got to line up and play the next play, and you certainly can't allow your opponent to know that you're frustrated or you're defeated, and you got to stay positive in terms of the things that you do and how you continue to compete and persevere the process that you're going through, knowing that in your development there's certainly going to be mistakes and opportunities to learn, grow, and improve, as long as you keep a positive attitude. So, and then I've been really encouraged by, you know, the tempo that we've had in practice and the attitude that we've had in practice and the way we've tried to finish things. And, you know, so those things have been really, really good. You know, new injuries. Tyler Love still has not practiced, hasn't cleared up from his concussion that he got in practice the other day. Jesse Williams was a black shirt today. Just a little soreness in you know, the knee that he got scoped right before the spring, back in the off-season program. But he will be back on Friday. It was just, you know, giving him a chance to recover a little bit. And I don't think we have really anything else right now to report.
Coach, for the second year in a row, Barrett Jones has gone to Haiti over his off time and spring break. How does his service work influence his teammates and show his work ethic?
Well, I think we actually had 3 players go this year, but you know, I think Barrett Jones is a fantastic person. Probably as fine a person as I've ever had the opportunity to coach, in terms of his character, attitude, intelligence, willingness to give of himself to help other people. I think to make that sacrifice 2 years in a row on spring break, when most college student athletes are worried about going to the beach and seeing how much beer they can drink or whatever, you know, he's willing to go give of himself and help other people. And I think that speaks volumes for, you know, his character and the compassion that he has for other people, and we're extremely proud of that. You know, community service is something that we try to promote as part of our peer intervention program. You know, it's part of the Pacific Institute's program here to help our players in mental conditioning to be successful in giving to others, and community service is, you know, a part of that. And, you know, Barrett's probably been the leader on our team in that regard, and we're really extremely proud of him.
2 questions, Coach. First, can you tell us what your objectives for special teams will be on Saturday at the scrimmage?
Well, I think that, you know, each day in practice we try to take, you know, 2 segments of special teams and work them. Early on, we probably spend a little bit more time on punt, but we actually have worked every area at least once. most of them twice, but at least once to this point. But we will, not live, but we will get the teams out there and actually take a look at probably 5 or 6 punts, 5 or 6 punt returns, probably 2 or 3 kickoff returns, 2 or 3 kickoff covers, and want to get at least 6 to 8 field goals, 4 each, some kind of kicking situation. So that'll be our goal and objective in terms of reps. There's no particular scheme that, we're really trying to evaluate at this point. We're just trying to fundamentally do the things we need to do, basically to be a good team with special teams. Personnel evaluation, young players is real important on special teams, and I think this year we have some guys that can be core guys that are going to be backup players that could enhance, us as on special teams.
And secondly, I wanted to ask you about having 3 safeties withheld from contact right now. How are those guys doing in terms of mental reps and taking advantage of time off the field, and what kind of challenge is it for the coaching staff?
They don't have any time off the field. They take every rep. That black shirt just means you don't hit anybody. It doesn't mean you don't take the reps.
I meant minus contact.
No, they do everything but thud them when they get to them. So they're not missing anything but that. And we'll scrimmage those guys too. I mean, Kareem Jackson went through a whole spring around here with the black shirt on with the broken wrist or whatever he had. He took every rep and every play and scrimmaged it every time. They just won't tackle the guy if the guy gets to him. So they're all safeties. Hopefully if we're playing decent defense, they shouldn't have to make all that many tackles.
Coach, I have 2 questions. The first one's about Damian Square. He said he had his knee brace off this spring and he's feeling great. Can you just talk about the improvement that he has in terms of his physicality?
Well, I think that's, was the basic goal, in the exit interview that we had after the season, was for him to play a little bit more physical, and be a little bit more confident and instinctive in what he was doing. He had a good productive year last year for us, and I think I see more confidence in his assignments. I see him playing more quickly, and he has worked hard on trying to be more physical to hold the point up front, and he's made progress in that area.
And then there's this report going on with this guy from Auburn, Stanley McClover. He said he had taken benefits from several schools, including LSU, while your staff was there. I just wanted to see if you had anything to say about it.
Well, I don't really know much about it, but I can promise you this, that we've never ever given a player anything, and I've never ever known about giving a player anything. And I don't know much about what those guys are saying. I haven't seen the articles. I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I don't know what they're saying, and really would rather focus on what we're doing here in this program. But I would really question whether anybody's ever received anything from any of our coaches or any people that are involved with our program. That would be a real surprise to me.
Thanks.
Just in terms of position, could Jesse Williams kind of have the same flexibility and the same kind of role as say, like Marcel Darius did last year?
Well, we're playing him at 5 technique and 3 technique, which, Marcel could do that, but he could also play outside in a 6 technique. We haven't really expanded Jesse's role to that. We haven't tried to do that with him. I think it would be a little much for him to take on right now. Marcel was here for several years before we did all those different roles with him. So, Jesse's going to play more of 5 and 3 and an inside player for us, and has made nice progress. And hopefully we get him healthy. He can persevere the spring and make some significant improvement beyond what he's done to this point between now and the end of spring ball, and have a much better understanding of what's expected of him. And he's a conscientious guy. He's a bright guy. He learns quickly, and he's done a good job so far.
Coach, wanted to know, as far as Saturday scrimmage, how you'll go about divvying up the reps at the quarterback position, specifically with maybe AJ.
Well, both guys are going to get equal reps. They get equal reps every day in practice. They're both doing a good job, both, making a lot of good throws, and also having some learning opportunities and things that come up that maybe they weren't quite ready for. So I'm very pleased with the progress that both guys have made. We're looking for those guys to show leadership and their understanding of how important leadership is at that position and how they affect the other people. So that's going to have something to do with how they get evaluated relative to how they affect, their team, their unit that they're in there with, and, we'll kind of go from there. But, you could ask me all the questions about who's with the first team, who's with the second team. I'm not going to tell you that. They're going to get equal reps, and they'll get equal opportunity to be evaluated. And that's really all there is to say about it, and we don't have any decisions about it, so you can continue to ask me, and I'll continue not to tell you anything about it. And I'm fine with that both ways, as long as you're fine with it.